Hi there, everyone. Um, Very short, simple video today. I want to talk about a dream I had. I do a lot of weird dreams in general,
Calling all
but
units.
this dream
Sarah
kind of
trucks were
marked
ambushed
me,
on
and
West
I
42nd.
I still
They can't
have it
afford
in
to
my
lose those
notes.
meds.
There's a part of me that believes that sometime it can be paranormal. You never know. Like, I'm not going crazy that everything is ghost related. Sometimes things can be explained. That's why this stream marked me. It's because it's very paranormal related. So the dream, I was a kid a long time ago. I'm pretty sure, like, if I had to say a year where the dream takes place, I would like saying 50s, 60s. This is hard to say, I'm sorry. I was just a boy at a school, and I think it was a private school or something because I remember the place like very clearly in my mind. It was a giant place in the middle of the woods. Nothing like no civilization miles away. It was just a school in the middle of nowhere and looking very rustic. It looked like an old house you would see in a vampire movie, something like that. I were friends with some of the kids at this school. And I remembered them, like their face and what they were wearing. I remember this clearly, but I don't remember any names. So let's just give them random names. So we had two guy. I'll call one Charles. He looked like a Charles. I don't know why. We had another guy that's one was more let's call him Thomas. And there was a girl, and the girl, I would call her
We really needed those
Alice.
supplies.
Let's just
Thank you.
give her this name. And we decided to go on a bike ride on like between class. And we decided to all go in the wood together. We explored. We had a lot of fun. We're in the middle of nowhere, so we didn't have much to do. And as I said, it was a while ago. Like, we didn't had any cell phone or anything. We were just left alone in the middle of the countryside. So only thing we had was stay in class or go in the wood, do shit. And at some point, we arrived to a stop because we found a house in the middle of nowhere. Not a big house, like a little countryside house, like a hunting cabin. And this was weird for us because there's nothing miles away. Nothing. So to see a house in the middle of nowhere, the forest near the school, and no one ever talked about it, it's weird. But we decided, well, Charles decided to go knock, and we were all trying to tell him, like, don't, like, do that. Don't go knock. Don't disturb anyone that lives here. But he did it anyway. He went to knock. No answer. Nothing. The only thing we heard was the knocking resonating
Be
in
advised,
the
we're getting reports of
forest.
Rikers and unknown
So
subjects in a parking
Charles
lot on
turned
West
and
45th.
says,
Might be
"Look,
arms
I
deal.
told you, there's no one. It's abandoned." We all looked at each other and say, "Okay, it's an abandoned house. What do you want us to do with that?" And he said, "Well, we could just go in." So he opened the door, don't wait for any of us to say anything. He went inside. Me, Alice, and Thomas all look at each other and we're like, oh, whatever. We're just gonna go in to not leave him alone just in case. We all go inside the cabin. And the cabin, I remember it not very well. And I don't know why, it's a blur in my head. It just looked like a normal cabin. There was almost nothing, just a little living room, an oven to cook, and a bathroom. That's it, nothing else. But when we all get inside, the door decided to close by itself. And we all went like, wait, did you close the door? Did you close that? It was none of us. It just closed on its own. And we were like, oh, it's the wind. You know, trying to rush analyze, trying to say, oh, it's nothing. So we start exploring the cabin and we decided, you know, we're gonna stay there until the class start again. Because why not? And suddenly, we hear a knock at the door. We were like, okay, maybe one of the teacher came to get us. We say hi, you can come in. No answer, nothing. So Charles get up, go open the door. There's no one. No one in front of the door and no one on the porch, nothing. So he's just like, you look at us and say, the wind did the same joke as us. And we all start laughing. And then when Charles is back at the door slammed shut. We thought, Charles, did Charles didn't do anything. The door slammed by itself again. So we all started panicking a bit because one time, oh, it's the wind. The second time, what is going on? Charles was confident and Thomas wasn't having it. There were like, no worry, everything's gonna be fine. We're just gonna get out of this place and that's it. So we get out of the place, go back to the school, have our class. We had 2 class. Then came dinner time.
Can't let them get
The
their
dinner
hands
was
on any
like an
more
hour, so we're like, we need to go back to the cabin just to know what happened. Me and Alice didn't want to go back. Like, I remember her expression was telling me, no, no way. No way I'm going back. Thomas and Charles said, fine, you cowards, we're going back on our own and that's it. So we watched them go to the wood and we're like, okay, should we warn like a teacher or something? And Alice said, nah, they're gonna be fine. So about 40 minutes passed, something like that. We see Charles and Thomas running for their life out of the wood. So fast, they passed in front of us like lightning fast. Alice and I look at each other and we're like, huh? So we run after them and say, hey, explain yourself. What happened? They both look so terrified. They're pale, like white like a ghost. And they both say at the same time, the cabin is haunted. I'm never going back there. So me and Alice look at each other and we're like, yeah, thought it was not a good idea. So we're like, fine, what did you saw? The door slammed again or something? They both look at us and say, no, the door didn't slam this time. It was worse. They say the entire house started trembling like there was a earthquake. And we're like, okay, then? And they didn't say anything else. So me and Alice were like left on our toes, like, what happened? Can you tell more? They never wanted to say anything. So me and Alice were like, fine, we're gonna get the answer ourselves. And they both look at each other, no, you don't go there. And we're like, fine, then tell us what happened. They don't want at all. So Alice grabbed me by the arm. We go there, we find out what happened. And when we arrive there, we clearly saw that the other two run really fast. The door is wide open, so we both look. Nothing's gonna happen. It's gonna be fine. We didn't even get to the cabin. We were just walking to it. The door slammed shut, and the wind started blowing so strong. We thought the nature itself told us, get away from this house. So we were both cowards. We run. We ran for our life. We're like, no way in hell I'm going there. And a couple days passed, and nothing happened. But then other kids in the school found the cabin in the woods, and were like, fine, they're gonna get in trouble, but not us. No way, we're going back. One time between class, they all look at the people in school like terrified of going there. Because, you know, school, they all invent stories in the hallways to scare everyone else. Most of it is not true, of course. But this time, the guy look at everyone and he says, y'all are cowards, I'm gonna go there alone. Everyone look at him and says, well, he's not coming back. We all thought he'll never come back. He's gonna die there or something. But no one tried to stop him. And a bit of minutes later, we found the guy. He came out of the wood walking, but pale as a ghost. He doesn't say a single word. He's mute. Some people try to ask him some question like, what happened? Did you saw a ghost? Did you saw a killer or something? He didn't say a thing. He was shut. So we all thought something terrified him. It's clear, like you can see it on his face. The day after that, the guy started having weird behavior in class. Like, for example, getting up and throwing his book everywhere. He started bleeding from his nose, puking all the time. And he was very erratic when someone was talking to him. He was answering very fast and with very weird way of talking. So something happened when you went there, but he doesn't want to tell anyone. He doesn't want anyone to know. He just said, don't go there. Don't go to the cabin. And one day, we all arrive in class, and you know, it was just another day. Everyone was getting their books ready, their pencil. But then we realized the guy who went in the woods alone, he's not there this morning. No teacher know where he is. Not his friends. His friends group doesn't know where he is. So at this point, we know that he went in the wood alone, that he started having weird behavior and stuff. So we're all like thinking the same thing. Something happened to him. Some teachers go to his room. They see things, they don't tell anyone. They just decided to close the room. But barricading something after someone disappeared, it's gonna get everyone curious of what's in the room. So that was a stupid idea, but oh well. So everyone was like, we need to get in this room, and sometime between class, we make sure that no teachers are looking at the room. Me, Alice, Thomas, Charles, and a couple of other students decided to just go see what's in the room. Is it just empty, or there's something that terrified the teacher? And when we entered the room, the only thing we saw was drawing all around the room, on the walls, on the furniture, in some books. There was like, I tried finding out online what it could be, and I'm not sure because I'm not an expert in symbol like this. But it looked like runes, like Native American culture, something like that. And when we saw all this, I remember the room clear as day. We all looked at each other and were like, okay, it's worse than we thought. And after seeing that room, I woke up. At the moment the dream was getting interesting, I woke up. I was so mad. Mad at like I was so mad. I was trying to fall back asleep, but you know, when you wake up from a dream like that, you're never gonna get the end. So yeah, that's the story of the dream. Sadly, no follow-up. Maybe I could take the dream and I don't know, create an ending or story with that. I don't know. But that's all I wrote in the note. Yeah. Wait. I noted something else at the bottom of the note. Just say, Lamau, he might have become a Wendigo or some shit. What the heck? Okay, me at 3 a.m. as a vivid brain. Anyway, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it for today's video. I just wanted to, you know, tell you this dream because I thought it was interesting and a bit weird. I know that dreams have meanings of some kinds. I'm not good in those kind of things, so maybe someone could figure it out. But anyway, that's pretty much it. Take care. I wish you a good day, a good evening, a good night. And yeah, I'll see you next time.